Hi there, it's Edith with Love and Life, and today I'm here to bring you Christmas card number 6. Today we're going to be working on a snowflake. I happen to have a daughter-in-law that was visiting over the weekend, and she saw my cards and she said, "Oh, you should do a snowflake." So I thought, well, maybe I better do a snowflake for her and her husband, or my son, for Christmas. If she would like that, I always give them a card with some money for Christmas as part of their Christmas. And for my kids, I like to give them some money so they can buy things that they want or need, or that they really want, because I'm not real good at picking gifts sometimes. So this is for them. Of all the cards I've done thus far, the snowflake was the hardest for me to draw. I think it may be one of the easiest to paint, but the hardest to draw because it straight lines and I don't know. It just wasn't my thing. But I've got it ready, and I tried to do some faint lines. I don't know how faint they are, but I tried to do them kind of faint. Hopefully I can get this all wet before it dries. I may have to do just the center first and then move outward if that happens to me. And so I think what I've wet so far is still wet. So trying to get it all covered with just a little bit of water. I'm using my same paints, the Daniel Smith, and I have Snowflake, and I probably have about 10 of each colors or so, I think. Let's see, I have 12 of the Snowflake, and I have 10 of the Daniel Smith. I've been wanting to make a chart of mixing all the colors together, so then I know what colors I can really make, because I'm not good at mixing yet. That's on my near future. I don't know if I should video that for all of you. If any of you are interested in that, please leave me a comment, and if I get enough comments, maybe I'll make a video for you, because that's one of the things I'd really love to show you. But I've got to get these 12 days of Christmas cards finished first. I made 2 last week, and I have to say the lighting was too bad for me to post them. I might show you them when I get finished doing this. I'll show you what they look like, but I did not upload the videos. Alright, now I'm gonna hurry. I think I'm gonna start and make this a little bit different than normal. She likes, oh, what did I do with my, oh, here we go. I always forget to get some tissue. She likes green a lot, and so what I think I'll do is put some green in the center and then work my way out and do some blue. I'm going to use the phthalo green, phthalo green light in my Snowflake colors. And I worried about it drying a little bit too much. Just letting that kind of spread. I think for this snowflake, I kind of just want to let the paint do its thing. Then I'm going to put some blue in. Let me go with, I think we'll go with phthalocyanine blue, which is also a Snowflake color, which I just think is so pretty. Oh, that's pretty dark. That's pretty dark. I'm going to lighten it a little bit. I got a new thing today in the mail. Let me show you. I bought a porcelain little dish on Amazon to see if it would mix my colors better, and because I don't really like mixing them on the metal part of the tray. And then it has a little lid. I'm trying to add a lot of water to that because I don't want it to be so dark. This color's pretty dark. I'm afraid it's going to be dark anyway. I'm going to start up here. I'm afraid my little arrow things have probably dried because it's not running into it. This one's a little bit wet, I can see. I can see most of them are dry. So we may have to wet just a few at a time, one or two at a time. Anyway, let me show you the lid for this. It actually came broken, and I didn't want to send it back. I wanted to use it. So I had my husband just glue it for me. It won't matter. It's just for me to use at home. It has, you can see right there on the edge. Can you see how it was cracked? He fixed it for me, but you can put this little top on it, and then your paints are protected. And it'll just be for me to use at home to mix my paints with. But I like the way that is much better than, just a minute and I'll show you. You set it down. I'm going to use that a lot. Then this, see how I've mixed, and it just doesn't, I just don't like the feel of the metal. I like the porcelain much better. I probably have some porcelain dishes. I thought about finding an antique dish, and then I saw that little, oh, I haven't mixed any under there. I saw that little porcelain thing, and I thought, you know, that would be really easy to just use that instead. So, all right, let's get back to painting. Oh, I like the green with the blue. I like the look of it. It's awesome. So I think I'm going to just get each one of these wet one by one and do them. Oh, I've got some paint on still on my brush, it looks like. All right, let's try that again. Maybe I can. Hopefully I can get it all to look good and not horrible. The lines are pretty small, and anyway, I want to give this to my daughter-in-law and my son. Hopefully they'll like it and appreciate a homemade card from their mother-in-law. They came home for the weekend. We had a really lot of fun. We like to play a card game called Canasta. Do any of you play Canasta? We play Canasta, and if you look it up, you can find the rules for it. But the way we learned to play, I learned to play with my mom and dad years ago, and my husband and I both did. And the way we learned, you have a wild card canasta, and that's not in any of the rules, but the way we play it is so much more fun than the way it really is. So we play our own canasta, kind of different rules, but it's really, really, really fun. I'm looking forward to the holidays because my kids like to come down, and now my grandkids want to play too, and we play games and eat and make a mess and visit, and it's just a lot of fun. We have a really good time when we all get together. I'm excited for the holidays. I've kind of had a really rough weekend this weekend. One of our family members that we is really, we found out is really, really sick. I can't tell details, but we've had a devastating weekend, and that's why it's been a few days since I've put up any videos, because I have been, we've just been at loose ends, a wit's end, I should say, a wit's end about everything going on. We've needed lots of prayers, and things are difficult right now. As soon as I know more and I get the go-ahead from family, then I can tell you more about what's happening, but it's just not good right now. All right. This is so imperfect. I guess it's okay. It's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. I like things perfect, and it's hard for me to let it go and make something that's not as perfect. This might be really, really good for me to practice. And it's good for me to see that I'm not really washing my brushes out good enough in between, because I find when I come to fill in the next arrow, there's blue on my brush. Maybe my water in the jar is probably a little bit blue too. This looks better than the last one, but I'm using a size 4, just a student grade brush, watercolor brush that I ordered on Amazon. I do want to get some nice professional brushes, and I'm not exactly sure what kind to get. I would love to hear if any of you know and are really good at painting. I would love to hear your suggestions for what kind of watercolor brushes might be a good kind for me to get. I want to get some that are really nice, that are artist grade, that just will keep and last me for a long time, that have a lot of, well, I just want them to be nice brushes that I can get into things. If it's a small space, I want to be able to get into and access the area, and I want to be able to have my bristles not bleed out on me or fray out, like they do. I don't want them to fray. I want them to be, I think I'm going to wait to do that one because I kind of went out of the lines. I want them to be, I don't want to have a hair sticking out, because it irritates me and it's frustrating. So I don't want that to happen. And is that what I forgot which one I'm working on? Hopefully this is it. So anyway, my birthday is in January, middle of January, and I'd really love to, I'm going to buy me some, if not before, I'm going to buy me some watercolor artist grade brushes. These brushes aren't bad. I have had a few of the hairs want to stick out on me, so I haven't liked that. These weren't a lot of money though. I don't remember what I spent, but not very much on them. So, but they have a nice sharp point, which I've really appreciated that. I think if I get some really nice brushes, it might be even better. Well, I'm sure it will. They say sable or squirrel or I just don't know. I'm brand new. So I don't know what kind to get. And for those of you that are beginners, don't go out and buy expensive. You don't have to. You can use, I started out with watercolor pencils because I just didn't know. I didn't know what to get. And then after I did that for a while, I realized that I wanted to get paint because I wanted to watch the watercolor, the paint flow into each other. And you can do that with pencils, but it's easier for me to do it with paint. And so I decided I needed to get some watercolor paint. And then I had to decide whether or not I needed to get which kind, and I watched a lot of videos. And I'm so grateful for those of you that put videos on YouTube for the rest of us to see and learn from. It helps me so much. And I really would love one day also to try Schminke. Schminke are supposed to be beautifully made, and they're artist grade pencils, and they're supposed to be fabulous. I forgot to get anything wet with that. Did I get any water? No. And then see which of the three, the Sennelier, the Daniel Smith, or Schminke, which ones I like the best. I don't know, out of the watercolors that I have, the Daniel Smith and the Sennelier, I don't really have a preference yet. I like them both, but I haven't painted a big picture to watch and see what they really can do. I've only done small projects, and so I really want to do some big pictures, which I probably will try to do after the holidays. And I have some time. I'm going to sit down and just paint something. I wanted to go up in our mountains. We live not too far from some beautiful mountains and trees, and we go camping up there. And I wanted to go one last time and enjoy the beauty of our mountains and paint the pine trees, and there's quaky trees up there, and I wanted to paint them, but we didn't get a chance to go. And so I'm looking forward to next summer. Next summer we'll try again. And when I went camping this summer, I really wasn't into watercolor paints that much. I had pencils, but I did not have the desire to do the scenery like I do now. It's funny, since I've begun watercolor painting, I see everything different. I look at the trees and the leaves, and I look at things and wonder how it would look painted. And, you know, I looked at small details, the different colors in the leaves, and you probably all laugh because you probably all know that that's what happens to you when you get hooked. And just let it dry for a minute, and then I'll come back and show you what we'll do next to it. All right, it's still drying, but I think I can go ahead and work on the letters down here. I don't want to work on the ones at the top of the page because I'll put my hand over that and smear it. I'm kind of famous for doing that. I just have written the words "Let It Snow." So I think that goes great with snowflakes. And I've told you in previous videos to make your letters look more professional and nicer, just make the downstrokes thicker and fill it in. Okay, and then when these letters get really, really dry, I will go ahead and I will erase the lines underneath. It's kind of hard to write from this angle, but it'll be okay. I don't want to smear that snow. So hopefully it will look okay. Alright, let me just fill this in a little bit. See how you just go out of the lines a little bit and then fill in that little gap right there. Alright, we got the words written in. Now I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. I have a white glitter brush. And I think what I'll do is just put a little dot of glitter on the ends of each of these and just kind of glitter this up a little bit. Make it look a little bit more glittery, because snow is glittery. Snow is fun. Snow is just beautiful. I hope where you live you have snow. We have lots of snow where we live. Well, we don't right now, but generally we have lots of snow throughout the winter. This year it snowed a little bit. It snowed actually night before last, but not enough to last. I didn't look outside today, but I think it melted. There's lots of days I don't look outside. I'm an indoor person, and I'm a disabled person, and so I don't go out a lot. Okay. I don't want to smear that. Let it snow. Can you see that glitter at all? Can you see? Can you see it? Just glitter a little bit. I want to go down and put just little dots of it throughout each of these lines. Also, see if I can make it a little bit shiny for when they open the card. I just really have liked these Wink of Stella glitter brushes. They just make my cards have that little extra finishing touch they need. It's the first time I've ever used them, but they're nice. There we go. Can you see? Can you see the glitter on the snowflakes? Can you see them? I think I'll fill in the whole center too. Just make the whole center full of glitter. So pretty. Alright, let me see if you can see it again. And this card is ready. Let me, can you see the glitter? Just so pretty. Okay, let me just initial. And I like to date it. And there's my card, all ready to give to my son and my daughter-in-law. I hope you'll try Snowflakes. This was my easiest card I've done yet. Hardest to draw, easiest to paint, fastest and fun. So I hope you'll try it. And come along with me, we'll do card number 7 next.